Yeah, still Tuesday, 16th of September. I'm up here rolling cigarettes and hit 5,998 cigs. We'll round that up to 6,000. I bought this Powermatic 3 machine 7 months ago, and before I started rolling my own, I was smoking Pall Mall Red factory cigs. Average cost is over $7 a pack. Rolling my own with the cost of the cigarette tube and my OHM natural tobacco is $1.13 a pack. So we'll call the savings $6 a pack. 6,000 cigarettes is 300 packs. So in approximately 7 months, I've saved $1,800. So if you smoke, and I'm in Northeast Texas, which is one of the lower priced cigarette markets, I do believe. You know, some places a pack of cigarettes is $12 to $15. So if you smoke, rolling your own is the way to go. And I average about 4 packs an hour, and I take a lot of breaks. I mean, I take a lot of breaks. If I concentrated on nothing else but rolling the cigarettes, I could double my output to 8 packs an hour. But I'm not in a hurry. This is for my use only. I do not sell these things. Cost of the machine with tax via Amazon, I'm Prime so I don't pay shipping, was $196 for this Powermatic 3. I've got a Powermatic 2, that's what I started with. The Powermatic 3 is faster and neater, makes less of a mess, and more consistent on the quality of the pack in the cigarette tube. It's very, very consistent. My tobacco grinder was under 20 bucks. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't much. This Powermatic 3 probably has a lifespan of 100,000 cigarettes minimum. The grinder, who knows? Amortize the $190 something machine over 100,000 cigarettes. The cost per cigarette is probably around 2/10 of 1 penny in depreciation and wear on the machine. Not enough to do the math. But if you're going to smoke, rolling your own is the way to go. That's all there is to it. If you're a low volume smoker, less than half a pack a day, the Powermatic 2 is about 1/3 the price of the Powermatic 3. That's a fine machine. The cigarette tubes, I use Zen cigarette tubes. I get these off of Amazon. There's 250 tubes per box. The cost is minimal. Tobacco I get from Windy City Cigars by Chicago. I bring down 5 1-pound bags per order instead of 1 5-pound bag. That way my tobacco is always fresh. The yield on a 1-pound bag, I wrote it down, is approximately 20 to 22 packs per 1-pound bag. And I pay a little bit of shipping. You can't beat the price, but I paid a little bit of shipping, which is why I get 5 1-pound bags at a time. And I usually bring in 5 to 10 boxes of the tubes per shipment. They're made in Canada, not China. And there's another tube out there I tried that's a little bit cheaper, not very much, but I had a lot of quality issues with those tubes on trying to fill the tube with the tobacco machine, and it would cause a failure of the tube being filled, have to throw the cigarette away. Scrap rate was 3 to 4%, and 0% scrap with my Zen tubes. And it's a very mild tube, because you also inhale the smoke from the paper. It's very, very mild. Quality of the tobacco is night and day. The factory rolled cigarettes are chock full of all kinds of additives. One of the ways they maintain quality control for the nicotine content is they'll saturate paper with nicotine and then grind it to a fine chop and mix that with the tobacco to boost the nicotine content. They add formaldehyde, they add a bunch of chemicals to factory cigarettes that those chemicals and additives are not in my OHM natural. It's straight tobacco, that's all it is. And I can tell a night and day difference. Very, very, very smooth smoke quality. The nicotine hit is there. My tongue is not irritated, my throat is not irritated, my lungs are not irritated. I think it has a pleasant odor. Wife might disagree. Versus the factory cigarettes, my tongue would get irritated, my throat would get irritated, lungs would get irritated. It's night and day difference if you're going to smoke. A lot of people use those vape things, which is just a chemical infused nicotine hit with additives. I think the thing that causes the vapor is actually glycol, and I wouldn't want to dump that shit in my lungs, but that's just me. But anyway, just an update on Roll My Own. I'm just tickled to death with the savings. I'll be saving at least $3,500 a year rolling my own versus buying factory cigs. And that $3,500 a year goes a long way. It pays all my motorcycle insurance. I got 4 Harleys. Plus, it pays the insurance on my Ram pickup, a full year's worth. Plus, there's still some left over. Hell of a deal. Hell of a deal. Anyway, that's all for this one. Thank you.